Hey folks, Ray from LoveYourRV.com, and I'm back here today for part 2 of my Winegard ConnecT 2 review. A couple weeks ago I showed you this new Winegard ConnecT 2, and we went through the setup on it and showed you how it all gets set up and kind of indicated how it would be installed, but I really like it, so I've decided to install this version 2 and take out my version 1. So today I'm going to go through that and show you how I'm going to install it in the Cougar here, and then we'll show you some of my likes and dislikes, discuss how I ended up liking it enough to install it on the rig. So let's get to it. So on the inside here I've decided to keep everything as it was, my entry points for the old Winegard ConnecT version 1. Up above my fridge here we have a pantry cupboard. So there's the new wire coming in, and this entry plate I had from the previous install, so I just swapped the wire they were using before with that wire. And then this is where I had the internal router mounted. Remember, the big black router was mounted there, with my power coming from that DC to DC 12 to 24 volt converter that I installed outside in behind the fridge vent there. So what I've done is I've just kept using that same wire. Outside I'm going to wire it straight to 12 volts, so I utilized the new wiring plate here and ran that just to make it nice looking covers back in there. So what I'm going to do is mount the switch up here. What I've done, instead of using their butt connectors and crimps there, I decided to solder it myself. I just think it'd be a better connection, nice and neat and tidy. So I'll just put that switch in there and head outside and connect up the power. So in behind my fridge vent here is where I had grabbed the 12 volt power. This is the 12 volt power that supplies the Dometic fridge, and I just wired into that for this 12 to 24 volt DC to DC converter, and I had installed a little switch to turn it off. So now I don't need that at all because the new system just runs straight off 12 volts. So I'll pop this off, get rid of this, and then I'll wire this into there, and I'll have my 12 volt source for my new Wi-Fi booster. So I forgot one important piece of the 12 volt wiring here, and that's a fuse. So I was looking through the instruction manual, and they want a 3 amp fuse on the 12 volt line, and also 18 gauge, no greater than 50 feet. So I'm okay there. I have 18 gauge here, but I only have about maybe 15 feet, so I'll be good there. So I just wired in this blade fuse with a water resistant cover, because it's outside here, and I should be good to go with that and be protected. It's fused in the RV because the fridge line is fused, but I think it's like about a 15 amp fuse, so it's a good idea to add this second fuse to protect this line that's going to the unit. It only draws 1 amp, so there's very little current draw, so I think I'll be okay tapping into the same 12 volt line. It should have enough extra capacity on it to be more than enough to be able to run the Winegard up there. So next we're going to go up on the roof and install the new antenna box up there. Okay, up on the roof, and I'll show you my install. There we be. I put it in the same spot that I had the previous ConnecT version 1, and the same deal, it just screws in. This one has 4 mounting points, and then you use some Dicor lap sealant to keep the leaks out. As far as the power wire, I ran along the same place I ran the other one, and to get the old one off, I just took this is a Turnabond tape that I used to run the wiring. Kind of makes a nice neat appearance and keeps it so I don't trip over it while I'm up doing maintenance on the roof. So I just took the old stuff and I carefully, with a sharp bladed utility knife, I was able to cut a thing and get the wire out, and then I just ran a new layer of tape along there. Easy as pie, eh? And same thing as the last time, I just ran the wire into the fridge vent and then down where you saw I installed the switch below. So that was really easy to do. A little closer look here. Used a lot of that die-cord goop on the screws there, but I was at the end of a tube, so I had lots to waste. So I thought, might as well goop it up really good. And the old screw holes here. There was the old one used 2 screws, so there was a 3-point mount, used 2 screws at each mount point. So I just used some more of that Eternabond tape and patched the holes with that. Okie dokie, all ready to fire it up. There. So we'll go check out and see how it's performing. Okay, we're back in business, all connected again. And the Wi-Fi signal, I'm getting 78%, so I'm getting good Wi-Fi signal, and 74% on the 4G signal. So I've tested this the last 3 weeks or so, and I've been impressed that the Wi-Fi aspect of it worked just as good as the ConnecT One in the situation where I'm at. I didn't get very many disconnects or anything, and got good speeds. Every once in a while things would slow down, but I don't blame the unit, I just blame the tower that I'm pulling off of. Probably gets a little congested from time to time since it's a free open hotspot. The 4G was super fast, the 4G signal, whatever carrier they're using. I'm not sure up here in Canada who's powering it, but I uploaded a video. It was 1.3 gigabytes, and it seemed to upload in 15 minutes or so. It was really fast, so can't complain there. So let's go to a few more of my likes and dislikes. Maybe I'll go back to the last review of the ConnecT One, because a lot of the likes are exactly the same. Let's go through here. So simple to install. This one's even simpler than that one. The external antenna design, I like the flat rooftop mounting of it, and they've even improved on that and got rid of the 3 antennas there and just put it into a nice dome package all in one. Easy to set up, just as easy as before. Helps with the mobile devices in the rig. So you know, a lot of times I got a big 17-inch laptop, so it probably has a pretty big antenna in it, and a lot of times it can pull in the signal. But the little smartphones and devices like that sometimes struggle, or our TV seems to have a little bit of hard time pulling in Wi-Fi signals on its own. So with the booster, it brings them all up, and they all get a really nice strong signal. And also they're sharing a connection, routing the connection internally, so I only have to go and have one device to set up. I set up like we nicknamed it Raven, so I set up Raven to the local Wi-Fi, and automatically all the devices are working, so that's cool. Firmware upgrades, it has the same as before, and that works really well. And the good thing about these systems is the extra security. You kind of get a bit of a firewall in between you and the campground, which is never a bad thing. Connecting straight to the campground, sometimes people can hack into it and do nasty things. What they really improved upon was the dislikes. So I didn't like that the old one didn't have a 12-volt adapter, but this one runs totally off of 12 volts, so that's really cool. You can hook it straight into your system like I did. The other thing, it was really expensive. That was one of my biggest beefs. And even in my conclusion, I said, you know, at $549, would I have purchased one? Honestly, not likely. In my mind, around $300. So they've brought it right down into my ballpark. The Wi-Fi only one now is under $200, and currently this one with the extra 4G is sitting about $349. So I really think they're
they're a really attractive price range, and they seem to be a quite a good quality product, and the company's been around forever. Winegard, they've been making antennas. The one thing that people would sway people is if you're really geeky and into all that technical stuff as far as getting in there with manual setups and tethering devices and stuff like that. This thing's kind of aimed at people who just want sticks on the roof and have their connection working. So you give up a little bit of being able to manually tweak it and get max performance. Like some folks like to, if they're in one spot, they'll get what they call a directional antenna, and they'll set that right at what they're aiming at, and you can get a little bit wider range. Like you can go further, maybe pick up something 2 miles away that this one would have a trouble, So this thing doesn't have near the range you could have, but it's sort of it's very easy to set up, and for someone who doesn't want to think about it, it's got the omnidirectional antenna, so it picks up in all locations. You don't have to worry about pointing it or anything like that. So that's the only thing that if you're really geeky, you might want to go for some of the more expensive full-featured things in the $500 range. I think Wi-Fi Ranger for example, is a popular one. Anyway, that's about it. I'm quite pleased with it. So it gets Love Your RV thumbs up. Well, here's the old system. It's actually only, I guess, about 1.5 years old now. I was kind of deciding what to do with it. I guess I could sell it off, but I don't really want to do that. So I thought what I'd do is do a giveaway to the folks on the YouTube channel, all my subscribers on the YouTube channel. I'll figure out some way to run the contest. But maybe when I hit the next milestone, say we're around 45,000 subscribers, and when I hit 50,000, maybe I'll have a big celebration giveaway, and someone will get my old one here, include all the parts. I'll even include the DC to DC converter there in case someone wants to hook it up to their 12 volt. So there we go. Till next time, Ray from LoveYourRV.com. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.